After waiting years to have a child, I finally became a mother. And within weeks, someone tried to take my baby away from me. Not a stranger, not the state. My own mother-in-law. She said I wasn't fit to take care of my daughter. She said my baby would be safer without me. I was still healing from surgery when she said it, and I was left in complete shock. My name is Ava Reynolds. I am 35 years old, and for a long time, I believed becoming a mother might never happen for me. For years, doctors gave me uncertain answers. No promises, no guarantees. Just a lot of maybe, and we'll see. I watched people around me build families while I learned how to stay hopeful without letting the disappointment show. So when my daughter Lily was finally born, I thought the hardest part of my life was over. I didn't know the real fight was just beginning. I met my husband Daniel in my late 20s. He is calm, steady, and thoughtful. The kind of man who listens more than he talks. His mother, Margaret, is the opposite. Margaret likes control. She likes things done her way. From the very beginning, I could tell I wasn't the woman she imagined for her son. I was too old to be starting, too independent, too quiet. After Daniel and I married, Margaret stayed polite on the surface. She smiled at family gatherings, offered compliments that felt forced, and kept her opinions mostly to herself. At least, that's what I thought. When I became pregnant, everything changed. The pregnancy was difficult, and toward the end, complications forced me into an emergency C-section. Recovery was slow and painful. I was exhausted in a way I had never experienced before. Days blurred together, and nights felt endless. Still, I loved my daughter deeply. I was learning. I was trying. I was showing up every single day. Margaret came to visit the day we brought Lily home. She didn't bring food. She didn't ask how I was feeling. She watched. She watched how I held Lily, how often I fed her, and how long I rested. "You sleep a lot?" she said once. "I just had surgery," I replied. She nodded slowly, like she was making a note. Over the next 2 weeks, Margaret's comments became more frequent. "You're holding her wrong. You shouldn't pick her up every time she cries. Are you sure you're emotionally prepared for this?" At first, I brushed it off. I told myself she was just opinionated, just overbearing. But the feeling of being watched never went away. 2 weeks after Lily was born, Margaret asked to talk. She sat across from Daniel and me at our kitchen table, hands folded neatly, her voice calm. "I'm concerned about the baby," she said. My stomach dropped. "She cries a lot," Margaret continued, "and Ava seems overwhelmed." Daniel frowned. "She's a newborn, they cry." "Yes," Margaret replied, "but not all mothers struggle this much." Then she said it clearly. "I don't think Ava is fit to care for Lily." The room went silent. I felt like the air had been knocked out of my chest. "What are you saying?" Daniel asked. "I think Lily would be safer with me," Margaret said. "At least temporarily." She didn't say the word custody, but that's exactly what she meant. A week later, Child Protective Services knocked on our door. Someone had filed an anonymous report. The accusations were detailed, personal, and cruel. They said I slept too much, that I was emotionally unstable, that my baby wasn't safe with me. Margaret sat quietly on the couch during the visit, watching. The caseworker checked everything. Lily was healthy, our home was clean, the report was dismissed. But the fear stayed. Every knock at the door made my heart race. I stopped sleeping. I felt like one mistake could cost me my child. And Margaret, she smiled more than ever. That was the moment something inside me shifted. I stopped trying to prove myself to her, and I started paying attention. One afternoon, she made an offhand comment. "People forget the past," she said casually, "especially when it's convenient." That sentence stayed with me. I began looking into her history, court records, old documents, anything I could find. And then I found it. 15 years earlier, Margaret had lost custody of one of her own children. Not temporarily, not unfairly. She lost custody due to neglect and substance abuse. The case had been sealed and buried. No one talked about it. Daniel didn't even know the truth. When I showed him the documents, he went completely quiet. She told me my sister moved away, he said. She lied, I replied. The next time Margaret came over, I didn't argue or defend myself. I placed the papers on the table. Do you want to explain this? I asked. Her face went pale. That was years ago. She snapped. So was your addiction, I said calmly. And you still tried to take my baby. Daniel stood up. Get out, he told her. She cried. She blamed me. She tried to twist the story. It didn't work. We filed a restraining order. The false report was flagged as malicious. Margaret lost access to our lives completely. That night, Lily slept peacefully against my chest. For the first time since she was born, so did I. I'm still 35. I'm still tired. I'm still learning. But I am a good mother. And I learned something I'll never forget. Sometimes the people who accuse you the loudest are hiding the most. And sometimes protecting your child means exposing a truth that makes everyone uncomfortable. I would do it again without hesitation. Thank you for listening to Luna Tells the Tales. If this story stayed with you, please like and subscribe for more stories of truth and justice. Until next time, take care of yourselves.